All right, welcome to Vietnam War Flight Museum here in Houston, Texas. We're at Ellington Airport. Some people have been asking where we are, so I figured I'd throw that in there as well. Today we're going to talk about just some quick ways to spot the difference between a MiG-15 and a MiG-17. Of course, we have both of them right here lined up in our hangar. We're very fortunate to have both of these here. We're working on them as well. Remember, these airplanes do fly. We try to keep them airworthy. So right now they're both getting some love. Battery tenders are on, and maybe we'll pull them out and run them this week. Let's see. But real quick, let's talk about some obvious differences that most people talk about. You got the stall fences on the wing. So right here we got the MiG-15 that's closest to us and the MiG-17 that's farther away there. As you can see, the stall fences on the MiG-15, there's just 2 on each side. And if you can see it, the 17 actually has 3. I know the reflection's coming through there. I'll take you down there here in a bit and show you those close up. But this is kind of a cool little bird's eye view, so to speak, of the differences. Another thing that we're going to talk about is the tail sweep. The swept back tail on the MiG-15 was pretty innovative, but they actually swept it even more on the MiG-17. So in addition to sweeping the wings back, this was 35 degrees of sweep on the 15, went up to 45 degrees on the MiG-17. So they not only did they sweep the wings back more, they swept the tail back more as well. Of course, they lengthened the fuselage on the 17 and stuff like that. So, but we're talking about quick ways to tell the difference if you see one fly by. All right, so we got the 2 stall fences versus the 3. The MiG-15 has 1 pitot tube over on the right wing. I don't know if you can see it there. I'll get you closer up here when we go down there and take a closer look. And the MiG-17 actually has a pitot tube on the right wing and a dummy pitot tube on the left wing just for balance. But 1 functioning pitot tube on the MiG-15, 1 functioning pitot tube on the MiG-17, but it looks like it has 2 on the 17. Another thing is there are some strakes that are underneath the tail of the MiG-17 that the MiG-15 doesn't have, and we'll go up there and talk about that. And let's see, can you spot any more design changes from up here to tell the difference quickly? Not really. You can kind of tell that the MiG-15 is a little bit shorter, a little almost looks short and squatty and fat, but the MiG-17 looks a little longer and more slender. So let's go down and take a closer look at these differences. Alright, so here we are back down on the ground floor with these beautiful aircraft. So as you can see, let's look at the MiG-15 speed brake back here, and you can see they're pretty sleek. Of course, it's sticking out a little bit just because it has no pressure on it. But let's go over to the MiG-17 and you can see what I'm talking about. I'll point out the difference. While we're walking by, there's the 2 stall fences on the 15. As we get over here to the MiG-17, you can see what I'm talking about. This has these bulges coming out the side of the speed brakes. A little bit different angle on the speed brakes as well. And then you can see that strake underneath the 17 that the 15 does not have. Let's go over here and talk about the pitot tubes. As you can see, coming down the right wing of the MiG-15, we got this 1 pitot tube. Let me pull the cover off of it here for you. And now we'll walk around the back, show you that there's no strake on the MiG-15. You can see the different angle on the speed brakes. And no pitot tube or even a dummy pitot tube on this side. Let's go look at the MiG-17's pitot tube. Actually, the left side is the dummy pitot tube. So I'll pull this cover off. That's just a guard so we don't run into it. You can see, actually, not a pitot tube at all. Just looks like one. Put that back on. You see the stall fences on the 17. There's 3 of them. Like I said, we're checking avionics and charging batteries. That's why it's opened up. But let's come around and look at this pitot tube. As you can see, this is a fully functioning standard pitot tube. Real deal. Put the cover back on while y'all get a pretty view of this thing. The guns obviously look the same on both airplanes. It's not something you can tell flying by. The MiG-17 later models had a improved cannon, but they were still 23 and 37 millimeter. Let's see if we can get a difference of the sweep back on the tail, if I can get a decent angle on it. And from down here, I'll try to stop in the same spot on the 15 and see if it looks different to you. So you can see that tail is pretty significantly swept back. And let's look at it from about the same angle here. You see, not quite as much of a sweep. So that's some quick ways to tell the difference between a MiG-15 and a MiG-17. Should one be flying by you. Hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you have any more questions about these beauties.